20 minutes after 3 o'clock, good to have you with us. I'm Gareth Edwards. On today on eNCA, Dan Moyane is away for today's edition of the show. Polokwane hoping to become Limpopo's first metropolitan municipality. You're probably wondering what it's currently defined as. Well, it's currently defined as a secondary city. I didn't know that either. Its mayor, John Mpe, is optimistic the area can be upgraded to metropolitan status. I know you're wondering the obvious question. How? Well, it's a good thing we have the mayor with us this afternoon. Mayor Mpe, good to have you. And it's the first time in our studio, apparently.
It's the first time in your studio.
What do you think?
Good to have me here.
What do you think? Nice studio.
Beautiful, beautiful.
This could be a metropolitan studio.
Exactly.
This could be a metropolitan studio. So I didn't realize that Polokwane was or is currently a secondary city. What does it take to go from secondary to a metro? What is that jump?
Well, firstly, Polokwane being a secondary city at the moment, what it will take, firstly, is to look at the issue of the revenue, economic development, but also the population. Currently, we've got around about 800,000 in terms of the population, 800,000 citizens or residents. And we are on grade 5. We just need to move to grade 6 in terms of the municipal grading. What will then happen is that for us to at least have a first step of being, moving towards a metro status is to move to grade 6, okay. Which at the moment, what we run short of is the revenue. We collect 1.7 billion per annum. We need around 250 to 300 so that we could be on 2 billion.
But how do you do that without increasing the size of the population?
I think what we have planned is to improve our local economy. Firstly, the industrialization, declaring Polokwane and logistics SEZ, which the industrialization are around the airport, but also looking at our various corridors that we could develop, looking at on the eastern part, more towards Leboagomo. There are quite a number of projects that we are looking at.
By EZ, you mean economic zones?
Economic zones, okay. Yeah. So there are various corridors that we tend to develop, improve our infrastructure. We are already busy implementing the rapid transport system, just to improve the transport system as well. But we believe that as a municipality, of course, the socio-economic nerve center of Limpopo, we are basically much more better placed to reach that. And we believe that with major developments that we have planned, of which we've got a challenge of water, we also have got a plan in place to try and improve so that we can unlock major developmental projects that are there.
Let's talk about water for a moment, because while it's all good and well to put that forward as a way to move over to grade 6 and become a metro as opposed to secondary, what is the story with water? Because that affects your residents every single day. Help me understand what's the timeline on that. Of all the boxes you have to tick, Mayor, surely water as a basic human right has to be the one you're focusing on today.
We are focusing on that. We've got the Lepelle Northern Water as our major supplier of water. What we intend to do is to fast-track our projects that we are implementing ourselves, which will actually deal with the deficit of the 30 megalitres of water per day deficit. Those projects together, which is the Sand River and the Blood River augmentation projects, with the 2 water purifications that are now under construction. We are intending that with these 2 projects, which are valued at about $500 million, we should be able to bring an extra 30 megalitres. But that is the short term, that of dealing with our own projects.
What short term? Give me a timeline.
Short term is within this financial year we should be done. The medium term is the project that has been approved by the Department of Water and Sanitation, which we appreciate the national government, the president, for fast-tracking that one, and an extra 1.5 billion that have been approved for Lepelle Northern Water to increase the capacity of Ebenezer Dam as well as Olifantspoort. So we are really confident that in the long term, in Polokwane, there are discussions with the department, of course, about the pipeline, together with the private sector, the mining companies in Sekhukhune area, bringing extra megaliters of water to look at the long term in terms of the Dihuop pipeline.
Let's talk very quickly, because it sounds like there's a short term, a medium term, a long term. You just told me, Mayor, that the short term, at least some way of fixing the water issue should be this financial year. Of course, you know we're going to follow that up when we get to end of financial year. What does grade 6, what does becoming a metropolitan city do for the residents? Why should they care? It looks great for your CV as the mayor, but why should a resident care for this upgrade?
Well, for us, it's about the economy. It's about the fact that those major projects that we are implementing together with the private sector and the national and provincial government, they need to be implemented. As you know, there is an outstanding project of the academic hospital, which is also on the pipeline. We have already made land available for the national government, the art and culture hub, which is also on the pipeline, the ICT center, which is also part of the areas where we've given land to government to implement at the provincial and national government.
Is that land creating jobs as we sit here right now?
What is important for us is that is to not only grow the economy, but to create the much needed jobs in Polokwane. And we believe that also our approach about decentralization of economic opportunities, building third road in rural areas, getting more investment into areas like Seshego, Mankweng, Sebayeng, those are our nodal point in terms of our spatial development framework.
So is that yes or no that currently, as we sit here today, Mayor, jobs from the land you've given, people have gotten jobs as a result of that land? Is that yes or no?
Once those projects start, which we are confident that the national government will be implementing the academic hospital project. We are busy now with the servitudes right, also bringing bulk water supply to that to the project. We are also busy with other private sector companies that are also by this year will be doing the soil turning in terms of another private hospital.
How many jobs are you creating, do you think?
Look, most of these projects, including the academic hospital, we are looking at around 5,000-10,000 jobs that could be created. I have also been meeting with the private sector, and the intention also is that on various international missions we'll also be looking at how we can use the land that we have to bring more manufacturing companies, and also talking to the mining company. As you know, we've got the smelter in Polokwane, but we, with Limpopo being rich in platinum, we could attract more of those beneficiation projects. So we are working together with the private sector, but also to maintain what we have.
I was about to say, it's an interesting point you make, Mayor, that you brought it up. It's a mining town, it's a mining area as well. How difficult, before I start saying goodbye to you, Mayor, how difficult is it going to be financially, beginning of our conversation, to make the jump from grade 5 economy to grade 6 economy, knowing it's the platinum belt?
Well, we believe that the money that we need to raise 2 billion is in the hands of those who owe us already, in the hands of government, the provincial government, the private sector, and the residents.
So how much do they owe you?
We are talking about 400 million that could actually be collected, So
from what? Or explain to me, from where's that money coming from? What are they paying for?
Buildings, government installations. We are going to get very, very tough, including on our own government in terms of collecting revenue. But we want to appreciate the committee that has been set up by Premier Matawata in terms of revenue. It has been working to speed up, but we believe that we can do more only on what government owes us, both the provincial and national government. At the private sector level, we are also engaging those companies that are our major debtors to be able to pay us. On our residents, they know that we have been doing a lot of collection, but we have not been collecting enough in areas like Mankweng. We will also be putting up smart meters to do prepaid meters, which we have seen to be working in areas like Mankweng. We'll start with Mankweng, move to areas like Sebayeng. In Seshego, we are already doing quite well. But having said that, in terms of collection as well, we We are also promoting where they are indigents, those people who cannot afford, we are registering them. I've been going to various areas from last year to try and make sure that those who are poor, as we know the economy is not doing well, we've got a high rate of unemployment. We're also
You're offering an assistance of those who can't, where they've lost their jobs, COVID-19, exactly. Inflation, cost of living. I mean, it must be difficult just to get by each month. Mayor, before I say goodbye to you as well, what's your timeline on this? Are we going to talk about this going from grade 5 to grade 6 within the next year, or just in time for national elections in 2024?
We need 2 financial years to move to grade
2024.
6. We need to, by the time we go to general elections, we should be on grade 6. We need to stabilize our finances as well. We found that there has been challenges here and there in terms of Polokwane. We are working very hard on a recovery plan as well, including the issue of revenue improvement programs. So we believe that by the time the demarcation board finalize demarcations towards the coming local government, we should be on grade 6. If the economy, in terms of our intention, have grown to the level where major projects have been implemented, we believe that in the next elections, Polokwane should be a metro.
So there's lots of plans. We've gone through a lot of the plans. It looks like it is all beginning to fall into place for grade 6. There must be one problem as the mayor that keeps you up at night. You can't fix everything, so I'm just asking for one. Mayor, what's the one issue that keeps you up at night that if you had a chance right now as Mayor Mpe to fix, what is that, as I say goodbye to you?
Water. And of course the economy, the unemployment, of course roads, infrastructure, we are improving. If you look at Polokwane, those who visit Polokwane, there's a lot of programs that we're embarking in terms of upgrading our roads, but also it is one place where you find tarred roads in rural areas. Most of our rural areas have got roads, and we will continue to prioritize roads because we know that with water and roads, it gives us an opportunity to attract more investments in various areas.
Do you think the Transport Minister can get done what he's promising, all potholes filled everywhere around the country?
I believe so.
How soon?
We are working together on the BRT program. And I think most of the challenges that we have are not from the department, has been from us as a municipalities to implement the BRT program where the resources are coming from national government. I must say that the Department of Transport has been doing quite well. Our national roads, as you know, most of the national roads in Limpopo, they all link up into Polokwane. We've got very good maintenance. We see most of our national roads are well maintained, and I think it is something that we must appreciate, particularly from the national government. We will do our part. Those who are involved in any form of corruption in terms of implementation of our projects, poor implementation of projects, we will take action. Like we have already taken action. We have terminated contractors who are not performing, and will continue to do so. We will also charge those who are involved in wasting money, and make sure that the money that is intended to improve our infrastructure, to stimulate our economy, do exactly that.
Well, it looks like it's going to be quite something. I'm sure the residents of Polokwane hope it goes from grade 5 to grade 6, a secondary city, all the way up to a metropolitan municipality. Mayor, thank you very much for coming in to speak to us this afternoon. A lot of issues, but it sounds like the mayor does have a plan, at least for the majority of it, this afternoon. All right, so let's once again say thank you to John Mpe, Polokwane Mayor.